This episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Nerd Corporation.
What up, everybody? It's Thursday. You know what that means.
Still not Friday?
Yeah. Shit.
God damn it.
Is today the day that Keanu Reeves finally comes crashing through the window and murders us all?
What'd you do to his dog, bro?
You don't want to know.
Oh, shit.
Jesus. I don't.
There's probably yogurt or something.
Let's just say it has something to do with Tom DeLonge. That's all.
DeLonge?
DeLonge.
Did anybody ever figure out what it... I don't know.
I think it's DeLonge. Because he was
I don't
on...
know why, I just like DeLonge. I think it sounds awesome.
He was on Rogan and he was calling himself DeLonge. So I was like, okay.
Well, damn.
If it's Thursday, I'm probably in a deep, deep sleep.
Yeah, you've been pretty fucking... You've been going ham this weekend.
Yeah, I've been going pretty fucking crazy on some video games.
Vidya games? V-I-D-G-A? Vidya?
Vidya games?
I have a couple stories that I'm going to talk about, but yeah, I basically depression played the fuck out of Resident Evil 2.
He did.
Yeah, you did. But it's not any of those things. It's a podcast day. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 5, Royal Rumble Review. We're going to talk about the 2019 WWE Royal Rumble, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, what we predicted, and what actually happened. You know how the story goes. But for now, let's get into the nerd news. What do we got, guys?
I have something that I know all of us are going to be very excited for, me personally.
I hate it!
Shut up, Derek.
You haven't even heard it yet. Resident Evil 2, the game that just recently came out that has me by the fucking balls,
Same.
taint, and dick all at the same time. Just one giant hand. Is
Donald
getting
Trump style.
3 free DLC stories starting in February.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
So we are getting, they're called the Ghost Survivors. It's basically like a trio of what-if stories following 3 other survivors. They're called No Time to Mourn, Runaway, and Forgotten Soldier. And as I was reading this article earlier, and it got me super excited because one of the stories involves the gun shop owner from the original Resident Evil 2.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I think that's the first one. Yeah, the first one is called No Time to Mourn, and that comes out on February 15th.
God, I'm so fucking excited for that part.
And I know that some Capcom games have gotten the shit end of the stick as far as DLC goes. Like, they were talking about Street Fighter, but they were saying on the other hand, Monster Hunter World got like a plethora and is still getting DLC for it, so we're saying hopefully they'll get, the good end of the DLCs, but
hell yeah.
That is also, that's probably the next thing that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So there's No Time to Mourn, which focuses on the gun shop owner, and then there's the Last Soldier, I think is what it's called, and that focuses on the Hunk.
Probably
trio.
Hunk, yeah.
It's not Hunk. No.
Well, not him himself, but like
his squad
when he goes in to get Birkin and everything.
Yeah, and then there's I can't remember what the name of this one was called, but it's the mayor's daughter.
Runaway.
Runaway.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking rad, and it's free. That's what's crazy to me is that it's free.
Yeah, they're all free.
Yeah.
Dope. So, I've got a couple of pieces of news.
You only get one!
Fuck you. I have the microphone right now, so you'll listen to every damn word I have to say.
It's omnidirectional. We all have the microphone.
No, I'm grabbing it right now, so I have the microphone. As of this recording, this morning, Vin Diesel posted an Instagram post of him in his bathroom with the caption,
of course,
right? Yeah.
When you showed this to me, I was like, I don't get it. Like, what's the news? Vin Diesel took a selfie?
I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I kept looking at it and I was like,
and then I read the comments and I saw the speculation, but
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was for sure.
Yeah, he took a picture of himself in his bathroom with the caption Furion, on it. And for those of you that don't know, of course, that's what Riddick from the Pitch Black series is. He is a Furion. He confirmed that in 2020 we'll have a film called Furia, where Riddick finds his home planet.
Okay.
And like all hell breaks loose.
Fury and lives matter.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And the second piece of news that I have is that we got Spider-Man update. Spider-Man PS4 got an update where we got 2 new suits. We got the Bombastic Bagman and the Future Foundation suits from Fantastic Four storylines, because Fantastic Four was having this like week of cool shit. Yeah. So Spider-Man PS4 got the Bombastic Bagman suit, which is fucking amazing because it's just like it's Spider-Man in a Fantastic Four suit. He's just got a bag over his head with him like Sharpied the eyes over. Yeah. And in one of the arcs he loses his suit and that's what happens.
Okay.
Then he just like puts on a bag and just decides to go be Spider-Man. So that shit was pretty dope. I swung around with it a little bit and it was pretty cool.
So you hot on those suits? I like the white one. The Future Foundation one. I think that one's cool.
I think that one, if I'm mistaken, please correct me, but I think Reed Richards specially made that.
No shit.
For Spider-Man.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. Please, corporation, don't hang me.
Don't write us any angry posts.
Actually!
Hang on.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
There are some factual errors in your statement.
All right, so I've got a piece of news that should excite some people.
Don't.
I do so. I do so.
Tell us.
Piece of news. All right, so Zack Snyder is going back to the zombie genre, which, based on his last outing, is probably where he belongs.
Yeah.
Stay the fuck away from superheroes, you horrible son of a bitch.
Oh.
You evil, evil man.
But yes, so Dawn of the Dead of his was massively successful. Everybody loved that one that I've talked to. I'm not a huge zombie movie person, so I think I saw it.
Yeah.
But it's
honestly my favorite of the Dead series.
Okay.
Like my favorite movie out of the Dead series.
See, I didn't know that he had anything to do with that.
Yeah, movie. I didn't know either. I didn't even know that. Like up until today, I didn't know James Gunn had.
Yeah, because we were discussing that just before we came on. Because I had no idea James Gunn wrote for that.
Just like when I first saw that movie, Dead Alive, which is my favorite zombie movie of all time. I bought it. My buddy Zach showed it to me, and I bought it. And I was looking on the back, and in small, where it says like a brief list of the cast members in small white letters.
Yeah.
Directed by Peter Jackson, and I was like, "Fuck out of here, dude! This was a Peter Jackson movie."
So, by the way, upon further review, though, looking at some information from the Nerdist, apparently, I don't know how to feel about this. It's going to be a heist movie set in a quarantined, post-zombie apocalyptic Las Vegas.
What the fuck?
You know what?
A heist movie.
I like that. I like the idea of that just because it's like that's
just an extra obstacle.
That genre of zombie movies is so fucking done. It's so overplayed. I mean, so if you're injecting any kind of difference in it, like any kind of that's breaking the mold, I'm down for it.
By the way,
I'm gonna call it Ocean's Z.
Ocean's Brain.
Ocean's 7. So apparently this is going to be a Netflix joint.
Oh, nice.
And he just has free reign.
That's badass. But see, I love that though, because Netflix doesn't give a fuck. They're just like, dude, make it NC-17. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no, they're letting him do what the fuck ever.
That's so fucking cool. I'm actually a lot more excited because it's a Netflix, John.
That's why a lot of people are going, like comedians are doing stuff, is because Netflix is like, just do whatever you want. We know you're gonna make it great. Just do it. You know what I mean?
And here's something to keep in mind. Apparently, he promises, quote, this movie to be, quote, the most kick-ass, self-aware, but not in a wink to the camera way, balls-to-the-wall zombie freak show that anyone has ever seen, end quote.
I'm excited.
So, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Speaking of, this is just another brief piece of news that I just remembered. Speaking of zombie movies, we have confirmation of Zombieland 2.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Zombieland Double Tap.
Yep.
They start filming this week, I think, or next month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they already have a release date for it, too.
Yeah,
That's
and the
dope.
best part, how they promoted the picture is my favorite thing in the world.
With the hand.
They did the 10-year challenge, and they had, the pose for the first Zombieland movie where they're all on the front cover. They did that exactly the same for the new poster.
That's
they're
badass.
all posed in the same way, in the same position.
That's so cool.
And then they just hashtagged it like 10-year challenge.
That's so cool. I loved that movie, dude. Like,
yeah. I'm sensing that you're kind of a bit of a bitch.
Crying, wiping his tears with money.
I've never hit a kid before.
What did she say? She said she didn't like something.
Oh, she didn't know who Bill Murray was.
Oh, yeah. She's like,
Yeah.
Who's Bill Murray? I've never hit a kid before.
Bill goddamn Murray! I've been watching you since I could jack off. I mean, not that those two are related, but
I hope Bill Murray makes a cameo as a zombie.
I've read
a real
I've
zombie.
read that he is having something to do with it.
I hope he comes back as a zombie.
Bill Murray is such a, he's always just such a huge question mark. Like, you never know what the fuck he's gonna do or where he's gonna turn up.
He's just a big wild card.
I love that shit.
I had a dream once that he was in, and I woke up really sad that it didn't actually happen. So for some reason I was in Salt Lake, and I was at I don't know if you guys have ever been to Coffee Break in Salt Lake. It's one of the coffee shops.
I've gone there with you, haven't
Yeah,
I?
we've been there before concerts and stuff, and Comic-Con.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there, and I was I was parked across the street, and I was getting ready to leave, and I was walking out to that sidewalk, and I looked over, and I saw this massive bright neon colors rollerblading towards me, and he stops in front of me. It was fucking Bill Murray. He shook my hand. He had a wrist guard on, and he shook my hand or whatever, and we became friends, and then he just took off. And I woke up later that day, and I was like, that's just something he would do.
Well, I know. I was gonna say,
you don't have to dream that up.
Thing. He would totally do that.
He would just go rollerblading in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Fuck it, it's something to do.
Right. Instead, we have to think that Post Malone is going to be the one that's doing that.
Because I've read articles.
Posty boy.
I've read articles about how he just shows up at parties in LA and just gives people fatherly advice and shit. I'm like, dude, I need to go to Los Angeles and go to a party, dude.
Jesus.
Also, another piece of news.
You don't get to have two.
I get to have as many as I want. Another piece of news. We've got a Birds of Prey teaser. How do you feel about this, Eddie?
Okay, so I'm up in the air about it. I'm
more Margot Robbie.
Yeah, I'm all about Margot Robbie returning.
Yeah,
and just I don't know, but I feel like they're not going to, because of the title, because the title of it is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. And I'm just that's a fucking mouthful to say, which is, and they'll just be Birds of Prey. But on a second thing is, I feel like they're going to just focus on Harley Quinn more and not Birds of Prey.
That's what the title sounds like. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's gonna fall short, because we've got Black Canary, we've got Huntress, and Renee Montoya. And Renee Montoya was one of the additions to the animated series of Batman that became canon in the comics later.
My name is Renee Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
And so I feel like all those cool stories about these three are going to be are going to just kind of fall to the wayside.
Yeah, if they do what the title makes it sound like, they're going to basically be scenery.
Yeah, they're just going to bury them.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because we've got Batgirl in her Oracle position. Mm-hmm. We've got Barbara Gordon as Oracle, which we aren't even sure if she'll make an appearance or not. They really just didn't
Yeah.
And the teaser was really small. Like, the teaser was really short. It showed like 3 or 4 characters, and then like the last. It was like a 10-second teaser, and like 5 seconds of it was Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's just kind of disturbing. Ewan McGregor is going to be there as Black Mask.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Like, so I mean, like, the movie has potential.
Yeah.
But I'm really afraid that Harley Quinn's just going to bury all these women.
Well, and like we were talking about, I'm really afraid that they're going to go, well, Aquaman was successful, so now we can just kind of chill.
Or
like, we don't
more along the lines of, oh, everyone loved Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. Let's bring her back.
Yeah. They'll have stuff.
The ship has been righted. All is well, and then they'll just fucking rest on their laurels and do a lazy shit job again.
Yeah, I'm
really worried about it.
Yeah, I'm really concerned about it, but I'm hopeful.
I feel like with these like DC movies that they're making what people want to see in the DC universe. They're just not cutting it with how they make it.
Well, see, the thing about it is
because like I wanted to see Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like I want to see Birds of Prey. I mean, we can't speculate on that yet, but Suicide Squad just like it had its elements, but my
like
God,
the writing was garbage.
Yeah,
the portrayals were derivative.
Yeah,
everything was just
Batman, Superman, Justice League. Like I had wanted to see a Justice League movie since the first Avengers came out.
The problem with DC, and I've always stressed this, is that DC makes movies for people who want to see them, but their own way. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, people want to see a Justice League. People want to see a Batman versus Superman, but they want to see it like this. They don't want to see it the way they're telling us that they want to see it.
Yeah.
They want to see it the way we're going to portray it.
We know what you want better than you know what you want.
Yeah,
so we're going to give you what we know you want. Yeah. Not fuck what you actually have told us you want.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Just like Cole said, they're out of tune with the audience. You know what I mean? And that's what makes the Marvel movies so grand, is because they don't pick out. You know what I mean? Like, they don't like.
They know what sells.
Yeah.
They know that fandom sells, and so they capitalize on that to the
and they're willing to in many ways take risks.
Yeah.
Like, they're totally willing to take risks, and they realize that there is an audience there that up till now, and even with DC, they're kind of, it seems to me like they're trying to make movies, comic book movies, for people who don't like comics.
Yeah.
You know? And Marvel seems to have realized and gone, hey, comic book people like movies. Let's make movies that comic book people would like, because they love their characters.
It's crazy, like, how DC has not reached the same success that Marvel has, because Marvel just, for some reason, just struck fucking gold, and and they just keep going with it. They just keep digging, and they keep finding more gold, and it's one of those things, you know, me not being a giant comic book fan, but from an outsider looking in, it just looks like DC just can't fucking find the pile of inspiration that Marvel did.
Because they won't take those risks. They won't.
Like, you look at other competitors between each other in like the entertainment industry, like Apple and Samsung, like they're each putting out their own like good shit, depending on who you are. You've got like Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, and they're each busting out like incredible things, and it's never like one flop or the other, really. And like in an ideal world, you would see like DC come back after like Infinity War and put out this amazing DC movie, but everything save for maybe like the Dark Knight series of Wonder Woman has just fallen completely short. And it's the risk taking, because Marvel, I feel like, took a big risk when they decided to do, and I think we talked about this earlier, when they decided to do Guardians of the Galaxy, because like they were very, very under the radar until they found the right cast and the right way to tell that story, and it fucking exploded. Yeah,
and everyone expected that to fail.
I think they just have fucking genuine masterminds.
Oh yeah.
Because I think I think a big component of Guardians of the Galaxy is your cast.
Well, I was gonna say the casting.
I mean, getting Chris Pratt, I think, was fucking huge for them.
Oh yeah, I mean, their casting is amazing. Their storytelling is witty and smart.
It's like an A-list cast, you know, like
everyone
before Chris Pratt came to Guardians, he wasn't an A-lister. I mean,
but he was known, you know what I mean?
So you got Batista, who is known in WWE. You got Benicio del Toro as the Collector.
Yeah.
And then you get
Zoe Saldana.
Josh Brolin is Thanos.
Yeah,
like all these huge people are coming to these movies.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great, and that's the thing is that at the end of it all, Marvel is more fan service than DC will ever be. And once DC realizes that they really, I honestly think, and this is more like a radical thought for me. I think Shazam's going to turn that around.
I mean, I hope so, and I hope to God that the costume on screen doesn't look nearly as hokey as everything that I've seen.
I really like the costume.
The costume's pretty, but like that any cosplayer could make that costume. Like, it's and like it just like I don't know if they're real or not, but the muscles look like completely dumb and fake and just like it just looks kind of Bush League to me.
It looks like John Mulaney in a muscle suit.
Yeah, it does.
Which I would be all on board with if that was the case.
That would actually be a fucking killer movie.
And I did forget about, because obviously like the DC movies have had, you know, I mean, Gal Gadot wasn't super huge before she became Wonder Woman, but you had fucking Jeremy Irons in Batman vs Superman, which I was like, when I saw him in the trailer, I was like, oh dude, he's fucking Alfred, let's do this.
Dude. DC has the potential, they just need to listen to their fans.
They just keep missing the mark every time.
Because I mean, Marvel will take even the most casual of fans, like Cole, just like you said, you're not a comic book person, but you went and saw Into the Spider-Verse opening night and you loved the shit out of it.
Yeah, it was, you know, and like I said, in a world where Hereditary didn't come out in 2018, Into the Spider-Verse was my movie of the year.
I mean, granted, DC does do fine with their animated properties.
Oh, dude, their animated properties
they do
are amazing.
great
like,
there.
I'm watching Young Justice right now. I'm so into that show, dude. I wish
most of them.
Like any of their movies.
Yeah.
Minus The Killing Joke.
Oh God!
What was that Batman movie, Eddie, you recommended to me on Netflix?
Samurai Batman.
No. Gotham by Gaslight.
Yes, it's on my list. I haven't watched it yet, but
yeah.
You said that turned out pretty bad, right?
I thought it was your movie of the year.
Oh yeah. But that Japanese Batman movie. Yeah, fuck that movie all to hell, dude. Like that movie was not good at all. It was literally just it was Batman Power Rangers.
That is hilarious.
Like literally, it was like samurai Batman Power Rangers because like fucking.
Well, I mean, you still caught me kind of on the hook with that description, like.
And if it would have been
selling it,
but I mean, even if it would have been executed better, I would have liked it. But it was just literally like, hey, we ended up in Japan. Or like it was just Batman and I forgot who else it was. I don't care anymore. But like it was Batman and somebody else, and somehow they ended up in Japan, and they were just like, all right, cool. Well, I guess we should figure out how we got here. And then all of a sudden, everybody else in the fucking Batman universe is in Japan for some reason, and have been there much longer than he has.
Is that explained?
No. No, and I was just like, how
alternate universe?
How the fuck did you get there? Like. And then all of a sudden, like it's Penguin, Riddler, like it's like the main rogues, right? Like the ones that show up all the time, and they've all got these fucking
mechs.
Yeah, they've got these like palace mechs. Because you know how they have those big Japanese palaces in feudal Japan, those old school looking ones or whatever, and so like every single one of those rogues has one of those. And then they all form onto Jokers to make some kind of Joker or Ultra Rogue Zord.
That is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, honestly, I kind of want to watch it.
Watch it. Watch it. Just don't expect anything. Yeah. Uh-huh.
See, what I was thinking when that movie got announced and came out, I haven't seen it, but I was thinking like, oh shit, okay, this is going to be like a anime Batman.
Yeah, it's kind of
with like crazy fucking fight scenes.
Fucking dialogue is so stupid too. Oh my god, dude. Fucking
Batman.
he was having a fight with the Joker, and they were doing the whole fight in the trees thing, you know what I mean? And like if all the thin trees are falling.
See,
like
that sounds cool.
Yeah, and they were doing it, and it was cool. And but like Joker's like. He's like, look at what you're making me do, Batman! And he's just like doing that, and then like Batman dodges one, stops, and he's like, you're the one throwing him! And then like they get back into the fight. I swear to God, that's exactly what happened. Like, I'm not even paraphrasing. I'm not. That's verbatim.
That's hilarious.
I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching?
That hurts.
Yeah.
Dead parents.
But Gotham by Gaslight, though. Gotham by Gaslight is fucking dope. You should definitely watch Gotham by Gaslight. Gotham by Gaslight has like this like Shyamalan twist at the end.
Oh,
yeah, dude, that you don't like.
Shyamalan.
What a twist!
What a twist!
So I feel like I'm required to tell you this story about what happened to me over the weekend.
Tell me the story.
So I'm at work, minding my own business, doing my job and shit. And I was part of a group that is like it was a Kingdom Hearts 3 like hype group. And I don't know why, because I never participated in it, but I was getting messages, and it got to the point where I was like, just shut it off on mute. But then I got curious at work, and I was looking at it, and the most recent one said that we needed to... Someone said, check your pre-orders. They're canceling pre-orders for the PS4 Pro. And so I was like, I didn't think nothing of it, because I was looking at it, and I was like, dude, I literally had this thing pre-ordered like moments after the announcement. Like, I have to be one of the ones that gets, I have to be one of them. That would be so dumb, And sure as shit, I go and check on my order, and it says... the order number says closed, and I go into the order and it says, $0.00. Like, there was an error in processing your order. So I'm going like, what the fuck? So I call into GameStop customer service, and, they were, about as helpful as a kick in the ass. And they basically told me, no, there is no way. We had to cancel your order. There's no way to reorder it. And so I'm like, what the fuck?
We're all shaking our heads collectively.
Well, I couldn't figure it out. And so I'm just like super butthurt. And I called Brian, because Brian had it too. And he said, yeah, the same thing happened to me.
Fuck.
And so, and then it started picking up steam. Like, people started, reporting on it. And they said, IGN said, GameStop has begun to cancel pre-orders for the limited edition Kingdom Hearts 3 PlayStation 4 Pro just ahead of the game's release. And let me tell you the first knife in my fucking back, okay? Let me tell you the first knife. You decide to do it 3 days before the fucking game comes out. Sin number one.
Wouldn't you know your demographic? Like,
wouldn't you know your number? If you're selling only 1,000 of these? Like...
Yeah, like that would be known well in advance.
In a post on Twitter, the retailer said it oversold the console, and as a result, some of the pre-orders are being canceled. The post went on to say that those with the pre-orders canceled will receive a $25 gift certificate.
That's sin number 2.
Yeah, that's sin number 2, but the thing is that it's online only. You can't even use it in store. Although numbers of pre-orders have been canceled, have not been revealed, which is in the hundreds. Hundreds of consoles got canceled.
Jesus Christ.
IGN reached out to GameStop, blah, blah, blah. Due to an error, this is the tweet. Due to an error, we oversold on pre-orders for the limited edition Kingdom Hearts 3 PlayStation 4 Pro, and unfortunately, some orders had to be canceled. I want to know your fucking reasoning on how you how you cut people.
Well, exactly. What was the error? Oops, we done fucked up.
Well, obviously it's a 3-way collaboration between Square, Sony, and GameStop, right? So I'm wondering, who fucked up? Mm-hmm. Who told who that we had as many as we did, and who fucked up? I'm leaning towards GameStop, because their fuckery has no fucking ends, especially with the online shit. Like, I love our brick and mortar, it's not really brick and mortar, but I love our store.
Yeah.
Because they're full of great people, and they've never pulled any kind of fuckery like this on me, or you, or anybody, that I know of. You know what I mean? But the online store... God, I'm avoiding it like the fucking plague from now on, because there's just no way, and I've fucking It said, with the nearly 20-year wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 almost over, many fans are upset to receive $25 in-store credit instead of a limited edition console. You know, Twitter user, whatever his name is, said, GameStop just canceled my PlayStation 4 Pro. I pre-ordered it within 15 minutes of it going on sale on the website. If mine got canceled, how many others were canceled as well? This is ridiculous. You know, it just is a low fucking blow, you know, because I had that shit pre-ordered, like I said, from the get-go, you know, and I'm sitting there and I'm getting super excited about it. You know, it comes with a bunch of, like, limited edition DLC that you're going to get nowhere else.
Right.
You know, so, you know, and I'm like, still pretty butthurt about it, but that day, man, I couldn't fucking talk to nobody.
Yeah.
Like, I went home and I told Angela, and Angela just, like, didn't know what to say, you know, and I just was like, I just want to play Resident Evil and then go the fuck to bed. And that goes into, you know, Resident Evil, which that's why I said I depression played the fuck out of it, because I stayed up the entire fucking weekend to play that fucking game.
And it's crazy, and this just goes to, like, the level of appreciation we have for video games. You know what I mean? Like you are a fan of this game. You are seriously a devoted fan, because earlier we were talking and you were talking about how you just aren't into this kind of play style anymore, but for Kingdom Hearts you make that exception because of how much that game means to you. Yeah. And for, like, GameStop and all those guys to be like, well, you know, go fuck yourself.
Well, and I feel like that's what it is too. They're like, it's just a game. What the fuck?
Yeah,
come on. Who cares?
Yeah, like don't make this more than
like you're gonna act like this is a big deal. It's like, just a game.
You guys, it's crazy because, you know what I mean. As us, you know, as the Nerd Corporation and stuff like that, we each have our own, like, special games that just kind of we hold super dear. You know what I mean? And that was yours, Cole. Like, Kingdom Hearts was your thing. You waited 14 years for this.
So what, you know, like, my story goes back to 2002. I got Kingdom Hearts 2 I had saved up a bunch of money that entire year to go and buy a PlayStation 2, and I remember the day I went to go get my PlayStation 2. You know, Fat Boy, PS2, and I picked up Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, and that's the only fucking game. That was the only game I had for that console, and that game sucks. That game fucking sucks. You know, I don't think Kingdom Hearts is out by then, but I remember I got that game and an ATV game for Christmas, and I remember looking at the Kingdom Hearts game going like, fuck, of course it's Disney. You know, like, I completely wrote it off because, you know, my dad had just barely gotten remarried, you know, recently in that time span, and my stepmother was really big into Disney. And, you know, I wasn't like I was a kid. I wasn't, you know, like, I dabbled with Disney movies, but I wasn't, like, you know, her whole family is obsessed with Disney. Like, obsessed with Disneyland.
I always feel like people obsessed with Disney I need to be weary of.
Yeah.
I understand that. I mean, obviously I'm biased because it's my family, but I get what you're saying.
So be weary of Cole's family.
Yeah. So
Isn't it wary?
Oh, yeah.
Because weary would be tired.
Yeah, weary is tired. Yeah, so...
I mean, you could be tired of...
I mean,
Disney's fucking everywhere.
I'm so weary of you guys.
Yeah. Weary and wary.
No, and both. You know, I remember playing it and I just was fucking in love. Like, I remember loving every single moment of that game, and there was a moment where my file got corrupted when I was more than halfway through the game, so I had to restart, and I was bawling my fucking eyes out. I was just fucking bawling, because that game's really fucking hard. Uh-huh. You know, like, for a kid, you know, and I didn't know how to, like, equip better weapons and shit. I didn't know how to do any of that shit, you know? I'm just playing it with fucking base Keyblade the entire way through, you know? Because I didn't fucking know. I was a stupid kid, you know? And, you know, in 2006, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. No, 2006. That's when the last mainline Kingdom Hearts game came out. You know, and one of my late family members died last year, and he's the one that got me that game. So, I mean, like, this game is really fucking special to me. And I you know, last night when I went to go pick it up, I got it, and I remember having it in my hands, and I was driving home, and I didn't think anything of it. I kept thinking, I was like, I'm gonna fucking cry. Like, the whole time I was thinking of, like, when I, you know, like, I had this scenario in my head where I'm like, as soon as that game's in my hand, I'm gonna fucking bawl. Like, it's just because it's so fucking long coming, and I've waited such a long ass time for this game. I'm like, as soon as it's in my hands, I'm just gonna lose it, you know. And then all this fuckery with GameStop happened, and it just kind of killed it for me. And so I'm on my way driving home, and I just wasn't thinking about it. In fact, I was pretty fucking pissed because I had to pick up this game from GameStop, you know. And I got home and I popped it in. I only had an hour to play. And I was, like watching all the... If you know Kingdom Hearts, you know that it's really fucking infamous for like long overdrawn cutscenes and like
epic movie time.
Kind of really up its own ass, you know. And I remember, a staple with the Kingdom Hearts series is that the main title theme has this song that plays. It's called Dearly Beloved, and it's just this really, really pretty piano song, you know. And it's kind of one of the guiding like theme songs throughout the entire franchise. And when I took a Snapchat of it right when it was going through, because I'm like, this is fucking happening. Like, I can't believe I'm actually going to fucking play this game. 14 years I've waited for this shit. You know what I mean? And it wasn't playing Dearly Beloved. So I'm like, oh no, this is a bad sign. You know, like they changed it up so much, you know, and then a little, you know, and to be, and I've never been so fucking glad to be wrong in my life, because it turns into like one of the most beautiful renditions of Dearly Beloved that I've ever heard, and I fucking lost it. I just was like, I can't fucking play the game because I want to listen to this song.
Yeah.
And Angela's just sitting there like, are you okay? I'm like, you don't know like how long I've fucking waited for this shit. And yeah, like, you know, earliest of early impressions, but it's fucking great. Like, if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, obviously it's gonna resonate with you. It's still up its own ass. Still doesn't have a coherent storyline at all, but it's fucking.
So I've got a story about it as well. It's not nearly as good as that one, but I think people find it funny because this has happened to me on more than one occasion due to my negligence. So I don't remember when. Let me preface.
That's always the best way to start a story.
Let me preface this by saying, or if you're hearing this word for the first time, it's preface.
Preface.
But preface. So I let my mom use my Amazon Prime all the time, so her stuff's on there. So I don't remember when I pre-ordered the game. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition, and like
of what game?
Of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Really?
So I had it pre-ordered on Amazon, and like I got this notification on Saturday or Friday or Saturday. It was like, oh, your game is shipped, and I was like, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, I mean, there's $80 that I didn't want to spend right now, but if I have the money and if it's coming, hell yeah, then. Yeah. And like nothing was coming out of my bank account, and I was like, oh fuck, like, oh no. So I get home and like Sunday rolls around, and my mom was like, did you try and buy something on Amazon for like $80?
Get the fuck out.
And I was like, yeah, that's probably this game that I thought that I pre-ordered myself or whatever. So it came, was it today? Yeah.
It should have came today.
Came today, and I was like, I should have been a lot sadder, but I'm like, I can hold off on playing this game for a minute because I still have Resident Evil to go through. But like, I opened up the package so I could put in like the return slip or whatever, and I just took it out and I held it, and I was like, oh. Because it's one of those thick boxes, because it has the really steel book and the book, and I was just like, oh,
and the case,
and I like
it comes with the normal case, a steelbook case,
and I like taped it back up, and I'm just like, I just like pushed it to the edge of the table,
rub the top of it like soon. Soon.
So you're gonna keep it?
No.
Oh, you're not gonna keep it?
No, I can't, because I didn't technically pay for it.
So
right on.
Cole,
yes, sir.
The only Kingdom Hearts story that I have is getting your Christmas present, which is funny because I was at GameStop. I was looking at things. I saw that, and so I messaged Angela. I was like, "Hey, so should I get like?" But I forgot the character's name.
Yeah.
So instead of calling it calling him Sora. I called him Cora.
Cora.
And she had a fucking field day, dude. She laughed her ass off. She was like, "You mean Sora?" And I was like, "Yeah, fucking whatever."
You please.
Her ass wouldn't fucking know anyways.
but no, I was like, "Yeah, sure, what the fuck ever. I don't know."
Yeah.
This
fucking
thing.
pleb.
Look, man.
This amateur hour.
She was like, "No, he'll fucking love it."
Look,
and I was like, "All right, cool. That's all I need to know."
We gotta, using your word again, we gotta preface something here. I know that games are garbage. Okay, I know Kingdom Hearts, like they're not great.
But it's what it means to you, though.
But I fucking love these games, man. Like I said before, like this game is really fucking weird for me, and I'm playing it right now just because it's really weird for me because I've grown up and I've developed a different taste for video games and media as a whole that it just doesn't. I don't know. It's not that it doesn't resonate with me because it does.
It doesn't get your wiener hard.
Yeah,
I mean, not a lot. Not a lot.
Gives you half chub.
Gives you
half chub.
It's that half mask.
It's one of those things where, like, you are like maybe into this girl and you're like, I'm so into her, I don't think about her sexually. I just really like her.
I wouldn't go that far. I love the way it plays. Like gameplay is a huge staple for this game, and why I love it so much is because it's so fun to play.
Did they improve on it, or is it kind of the same core?
It just feels like coming home. You just slip right in, and you're exactly.
I love slipping.
So it does make you hard.
The combat does, yeah. It's a little overbearing because they throw like super move after super move at you. Like they did this thing where, and it's really cool in the beginning because one of your super moves is tied to like Disney attractions, like rides.
Nice.
Like one of them is the pirate ship. Another one is
some
River Rapids. Like you're on top of the tube and all three of you are holding on, and that one's really cool. The teacups are one of them. The blaster shooter thing from the Toy Story ride. I could be missing one, but I mean those are cool. But you get to a point where you're like constantly getting like you can use them. So I'm like, fuck, this is. I just want to whack shit with my Keyblade. Like that's all I really want to fucking do. And speaking, going back to what I was saying before, this game is like I said, my tastes have grown.
Right.
I fully believe that Resident Evil 2 might be my game of the year. Like I know we haven't even gotten out of the fucking the first month of the year, but
I definitely see where you're coming from.
Like Resident Evil 2 is like every fucking thing that I've ever wanted from a Resident Evil game. Like it plays like 4, it's scary like the original, it has that like that B movie
and
horror.
They used the RE engine from 7 to just make it look phenomenal.
Which is brilliant. It's so good. Like everything about that, I have very, very minor complaints about that game. Like I said, I put fucking 50 hours into that game.
Yeah, dude, it's the opening weekend. Like we're not even 5 days away from since it came. And
came out on Friday.
Yeah, I'm 5 trophies away from the platinum.
You're 5 trophies away from the platinum, 5 playthroughs. Which congratulations on your S, by the way.
I got it on assisted, so you can't really.
Hey, that's
Which is funny because
I'm
that was my
through...
collectible run. I went back and forth, but I still got a fucking S rank.
I'm playing through just Claire on assisted because it asked me if I wanted. It's funny because it will ask you if you want to change it. You can't change it back though, but it will ask you if you keep having trouble with it.
Yeah, if you keep
and
getting your ass
the
kicked.
part that it asked me that on was when you're playing as Sherry in the orphanage.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm not even dying as Claire. I'm just getting caught by this police chief dude, but yeah, sure, I'll change it.
Dude, there's a fucking trophy tied to the. So there's 2 different trophies. One for playing as Ada, and then there's one for playing as Sherry. That one for Sherry is mind-blowingly hard.
Really?
Oh my god, dude! Because
I'm excited.
You know how have you played that part with Sherry yet?
No, I haven't.
So you have. So you know that you have to do that block puzzle. Yeah, you have to find the block. You have to do the block puzzle, and then you have to cut your way out of that room.
Yeah.
You have to do that in 60 seconds.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, and it's like...
That took me
I remember,
60 minutes to do.
I looked at Angela and I'm like, I'm a fucking genius, because I fucking did it like my second try. I was like, you fucking doubted me, didn't you?
You don't even know.
I'm a motherfucking genius.
I swear to God, those puzzles do make you feel like a smart motherfucker.
But they're not even that fucking
no, they're not
that complex.
They're
but you feel fucking really smart when you get them done. I'm so excited for you to play that game.
I'm excited.
Dude, it's so fucking good. Like, I don't feel like anybody... I know people are talking about how good it is, but I don't think people are really fucking talking about how good it is. It's such a fucking brilliant game.
It really is.
It's my favorite Resident Evil. Like,
and
hands down. It's
there is a backtracking to another brief piece of nerd news. The producer says that if there is enough demand, we'll get a Resident Evil 3 remake.
Where are you looking, bro? Because everywhere I fucking look, it's people talking about how they want to remake 3.
You give me
That's what I just said.
Yeah, that's what he's looking for demand.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, where are you looking?
Oh, where is he? I thought you meant where am I looking?
No, I'm like, it's fucking everywhere. Everyone's talking about how they want all of these fucking games remade like this, and sign me the hell up. Just don't do it to 4.
See, it sounds like he's the definition of a producer.
He is a producer. No,
also,
this is me and Nemesis. I swear to God, if they do,
holy fuck! Can you imagine this game like that, dude? Holy shit!
You give me a Nemesis, and I'm
already fighting Tyrant for the 4th fucking time.
So this game gave me like one of my scariest fucking moments in gaming, like hands down. That game is everything I want in a Resident Evil game. Like hands down. Like it's like I was saying, it's terrifying. Like there's that top part where you're going into the police station, and then you find your way down into the parking lot, and then you find your way up. And then I was going to tell you, Nick, that there's a way to go back up through the sewers into the police department.
Yeah. You have the T-bar, and you can reopen that door.
I didn't figure that out till like my 3rd playthrough.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So, can I? You haven't played as Claire yet, but can I like mention?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so you go back up into the T-bar to open the door. And you go back in there, and Marvin turns. So they put that in the game because
Marvin turns
in the original game.
Yeah,
you didn't even talk to him. He gave you a key, I think, and then you went back into the room, and he was a zombie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So here, like, he finally turns, and then as I'm trying to take him out, because I have like nothing.
Right.
I had like 3 shots, and I'm shooting, and simultaneously while I'm shooting, I just hear this.
Oh,
and I was like, fuck no, dude. That gave me such fucking anxiety. Because I'm like, he could be anywhere.
So the thing with Tyrant, and I'm going to more explain this to you, Derek, Tyrant is this, like, he's a bioweapon, and he's indestructible. You can't fucking... Okay. You can hurt him, and you can, like, temporarily stop him.
Yeah, I've seen, like, little bits of
it's stuff. It's recommended not to, just because it's such a waste of ammo. Yeah. And...
But shoot his hat off.
Yeah, you get a trophy for that.
I heard that.
So and there's this part where you end up going into like the higher levels of Raccoon, the police department. That's where you go and get like the gear, and you're using it to get that electronic part and all that. So I was running away from... Angela was watching me play this part, and I was running away from Tyrant, and I had just barely gone into that part. So I had never been up in that top part yet. So I'm running away. And you know how when you get to the very end of that stretch at the top part, and there's 2 zombies right there. One of them's a fucker, and he's hiding right behind the pillar. Mm-hmm. So Tyrant, I'm playing on hardcore at this point, and Tyrant is right fucking behind me. I don't know how fast he moves on standard. On hardcore, he is dead sprint. Like, you know how there's there's that moment when he'll start like walking faster towards you. That's him all the fucking time on hardcore. Shit. It's terrifying. And not only that, like, one hit is enough to put you in the red on hardcore. No. I don't know how it is on standard, but
the first time I ran into him, I was like, because there was a zombie, and I was like, oh, maybe the zombie will slow him down. He just
yeah, he like
he's just like boom, like
he whips him out of the way, dude. Like,
but that first time that you run into him, when you finally and this was me playing as Claire, because I know that Claire and Leon have different spots of stories, but they're essentially the same for the most part. Yeah. But I put out the fire on the helicopter that crashed through, and I got back around there, and then he shows up and he grabs the helicopter and just throws it.
Excuse me.
And I was just like,
No, he's
I hit him with a grenade launcher, a fire round, and it slowed him down, and then I started shooting at him, and I was like, no. Yeah. And then I just took off, and when I was in the clock tower because I was trying to figure out that gear puzzle, and I was like, because I found that eventually if you stay in one spot he will find you, but I hid in a bathroom, I swear to God, for 45 minutes once, but in the clock tower I was doing the puzzle and I could just hear the thumping, and I was like, I was almost dead, and I was like, if he comes in here,
you're dead.
And I have to go all the way back, so I like was doing like the where you barely push the stick to like move and you don't make your footstep sounds, and I was like creeping around, and I got that, and I just took off because I read that once you put in the part and you go through that area, then that's when he stops like chasing you.
You're right,
So
that's another thing, Derek. Save often.
Yeah.
Unless you're on hardcore, because then they take away the option to save. Right. It's old school, and I gotta tell you, playing on fucking hardcore is one of the most satisfying things I've ever done as a gamer.
That sounds amazing.
Just because like you have to pick and they only give you a certain amount of times that you can save. That's why I was so high on my save times on that first playthrough. Is just because like if you die, you're reverted back to your save, like your last save. So like I would go a long time without saving, and I'm like, fuck, now I got to do all this.
That shit would make me turn the game off, bro. Like I honestly like.
But this game is so fucking fun in it, and it provides such a great experience that I didn't mind replaying that shit.
Dude, I went a full hour not saving.
Yeah.
And I died. And I had to go back to right where I started when I picked up the game, and I was like, man, fuck this. And I like had to go play like something small like WWE for a minute because
I was streaming the game when I first started playing it, and I wanted to. I don't have a PlayStation camera, and I wanted people like to see me playing the game.
Yeah.
So I did remote play on my computer, so I could use my stream setup, and I was like, all right, this is gonna work, even though the quality is gonna be shit.
Yeah.
But I was playing, and I remember when you get to the as Claire, when you get to the police station and you do your first save, I audibly exclaimed, "There's no ink ribbons!"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh my god, thank you!"
And yeah, like it's way nice to not have to do that, but holy hell, that extra challenge that you get on hardcore is it's just another like little twist of the knife, because it's like that playthrough was so fucking hard. And
yeah, I might try it, but I'll probably end up like turning it down a little bit way through.
Can we talk about the liquors?
Oh, Jesus.
Holy fuck,
dude, that's where I got one of my scares. You know, up in the third room where you have to detonate that C4.
Yeah. And
you detonate it and he comes out from on top.
Oh my god.
Dude, I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Like I went in, grabbed the shit. I was on my way out of that room.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this tongue just whips the fuck out of me, dude. And I'm like, honestly, I'm like, hey! Yeah. that was my I gripped my controller so hard.
And the other thing is they did not put the first liquor in the original spot.
That's why I'm so fucking excited.
I was
for you
expecting
guys to do
that cutscene where you walk in and you see the blood dripping down, and you look up and it comes down.
Yeah, and he's got his like tongue waving.
And I like, because the first thing I noticed is, even when I was playing the demo, is you didn't see him crawl across that first window, and they put it like
in the third
years
floor.
away.
Yeah.
And it happened, and I just stopped, and I was like, oh.
That's why I'm so excited for you guys to play the B scenario as well, because everything's different.
That's dope.
You find all all of the key items are all in different spots. You run into enemies differently. Everything is different.
Did you guys ever use the deluxe weapons?
I did for a little bit. It's just the Wesker pistol, right?
Well, it's the Wesker, the Jill, and
I bought that pistol on the PlayStation Store, the Samurai Edge.
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, I never.
I didn't find any difference. Not only that, like all of the extensions for like the Matilda and that revolver, or just
fucking Magnum. Dude.
Oh, dude, when you get the high power bullets.
Yeah.
But
for Claire,
that you know what I'm talking about too. The fucking electric railgun that you get, good god, like you get it, you can charge it up like and have it do like you'll push fire down and a little circle will light up, and if you let it go it'll be more powerful. But you hit a zombie with it and it just electrocutes, and then like its head just and then it just falls to the ground.
It's just like the what is it, the flamethrower with Leon or whatever, where you just like go Just give it a little. Don't do too much. Just and then just walk away, and you'll see the zombie burning, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh god, fuck.
Yeah, it'll like if you do it at its feet, it'll carry the flame up.
There was this other moment where when you first get to the lab as Claire, and you know how you see those electrical things in the walls that you have to get the decoder for to turn the lights on. So I was messing around with one of those. I'm like, okay, so I can't do anything here. And I started going, and I heard the zombie noises, and I'm looking around what the fuck? And I turned around, and there's 3 of them and a licker heading towards me, and I was just grenade launcher, and I just blasted them all.
Oh god.
We might need to change the name of this episode.
Wrestling and shit.
No, we're good to probably go into wrestling now for the next hour.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a review episode once Derek is done with his first playthrough.
By the way, we might want to also attach this to the news section. The Shaggy petition for Mortal Kombat.
Can you fucking imagine?
If his fatality is not eating his opponent whole.
Well, not just that.
No.
On a giant submarine sandwich.
Exactly. He has to stack the add the condiments, add the lettuce and the fucking tomato, add everything onto it, squish them together, and
then he leaves one piece that he throws to Scooby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Scooby has to be a part of his that not the his X-ray. Fatality. Yeah, but the X-ray 1, 2, 3, and then Scooby fucking bites their face or some shit that. I'm with that. I don't. At first, I was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Is it still Hanna-Barbera that owns that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are they going to play ball?
I thought it was WB.
It could be WB.
Because the article I was reading, they basically somebody tweeted.
I don't
Ed
know who
Boon,
owns the rights.
And for the dude that owns Mortal Kombat, they tweeted him and they're like, "Please let's get Shaggy in Mortal Kombat." And then he tweets back, "Yeah, let me know how that goes." And then the article,
is such a legend.
The article was saying, probably not going to happen because Mortal Kombat's so violent. But they said, but WB owns the rights to Shaggy, so it's within the realms of possibilities.
So, as of right now, so far on this one particular petition, there are almost 193,000 signatures.
That number is going up.
And and it's going up as we just sit here.
That's amazing, dude. And that would be so cool.
I know.
At first I wasn't about it, and I'm just, and I just keep thinking about it. And I'm just
what would you guys rather have, cartoon Shaggy or Matthew Lillard Shaggy?
I would rather have Matthew Lillard Shaggy.
Me too. It would be easy. It would make more sense.
Why couldn't they do both?
Yeah, they could do.
They could totally do both.
But I think Matthew Lillard Shaggy would probably be easier to render and make,
because he's kind of where the memes started. The Scooby-Doo movies.
That's true.
So I think that would be cool.
Meme culture, Jesus.
Right? Can you imagine? This shit wouldn't have been possible 20 years ago.
No.
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago even. I don't know.
People just would have laughed at you.
Anyway, let's get to the topic at hand. 2019 Royal Rumble. I actually had a lot of fun watching this pay-per-view.
It was a really good one. It was a decent one.
I had a lot of fun this. But the Royal Rumble is always a good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble, every time it comes around, it's always really exciting. It's always fun. You've always got this mix of emotions when it comes to watching this kind of promotion, just because it's of course it's scripted, but it's still very unexpected. Because Derek, you and I as wrestling fans, we're all, you, Nick, as well, are a wrestling fan, so we all can just kind of predict, what's going to happen, or you kind of just can feel the scripting or the sequence as it comes along, and so...
Yeah, but when they get off a good surprise on you, though, that's great.
That's exactly what it means, and that's what the Royal Rumble is. Royal Rumble is a series of fucking surprises.
And not to mention that this year we had 2 Royal Rumbles in one match.
Exactly. The men's and women's Royal Rumbles. That's going to be cool. And then, what is it? Elimination Chamber. At Elimination Chamber next month, we're going to have a 5-way women's tag team match for the women's tag team titles.
And not only that, but we get that halftime heat during the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's true. We get halftime heat during the Super Bowl.
Oh.
And that's going to be good,
too. They brought that back, dude, because they used to do that way back in the 90s.
Can I tell you my favorite moment? Hornswoggle.
I would imagine. I figured that was your favorite one.
That was just such a nice callback, and it made me really happy.
It just made you feel like he was still living under there like this whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally feel that. First match was Becky Lynch versus Asuka for the the SmackDown Women's Championship.
My 2 future wives.
Right, exactly. I thought that match was like super slow paced at the beginning. That was like my low point for it. Like it was super slow paced at the beginning, but at the very end it like started.
Yeah, it picked up.
Like the third act of the match kind of just like picked up.
I had Asuka as my prediction.
I had Becky.
My high point was when they just went back and forth with submissions, like super one. Just like like that. My low point was, I don't know if you guys remember, but Becky Lynch went for a kick and botched the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
That was my only low point.
I mean, I also was with you, Eddie, predicting that that Becky was going to take it.
Yeah.
Asuka won, right?
Yeah, Asuka won.
I forgot to put that on my notes.
My high point was that top rope Exploder.
Yeah, that was my high point. That was sick.
Yeah. But Asuka won that one. That was
my high point would have been the nip slip.
Had we been able to see the nip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goddamn fast ass sensors.
Right? Like they had just enough of a delay.
That they were just like right on top of that.
Even because I didn't watch it live, but even when you guys were watching it live, they were able to cover that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm sure they intentionally have a little bit of a delay just in that event.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So our ratings for this pay-per-view are 5 Royal Showcase, 4 Top Rope, 3 Rumble Worthy, 2 Elimination, and 1 Royal Garbage. What did you guys give this match?
I'll give that first one a Rumble Worthy.
Okay.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Rumble Worthy was middle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I'd go.
It was 2 of my favorite female wrestlers, but it just was kind of a.
It was I mean, like you said, Eddie. It picked up toward the end, but
by that time,
it was already kind of plodding on.
I also gave it a Rumble Worthy. Cole, you didn't show up until like the 3rd match, I think. So
yeah, and I'm really kind of bummed that I missed this match.
Yeah, because those are 2 of your favorites. Yeah, so
stay away from them.
You can have them. I'm just saying, I have eyes.
Yeah, yeah, and I also gave it a Rumble Worthy. If they had kept the pace from the very beginning, I think it would have been. I think it would have been a 5. It would have been a Royal Showcase. The next match was Shane and the Miz versus The Bar for the championship. Holy shit! Shane is 49 years old.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Like he
just and not only like is he phenomenal as a wrestler, but he is just constantly always like the announcers were saying, he's always looking for that high fly. Like, yeah, always,
dude. Like, what is it? They had that attempt at the coast to coast on the top of him.
Oh, and then Cesaro caught him.
Yeah, and then Cesaro.
I mean, like, it's crazy because you've got, you're McMahon's kid. Yeah. Like, you don't have to do shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why I admire Shane McMahon so much.
Yeah,
is because he doesn't have to do
not
any
only
of
does he
things.
Get in there, but he like just balls to the wall, like goes for it every fucking time.
It's amazing to me because when back in the corporation days when it was Shane and Vince and some of the other people I'm not recalling right now, but he was a total fucking heel.
Yeah, he was.
Nobody liked him just because Vince was a douchebag and he was Vince's son.
Yeah.
But now, he's Shane O'Mac explodes.
Over, dude. He is
and I'm over. I'm all about Shane O'Mac.
Dude, he is super over on the fans, dude. My high point for that match was the shooting star win, dude.
Same. I was gonna say that exactly.
Fucking a shooting star press is a top rope move where you do a forward momentum backflip.
Oh, okay.
And
so you jump forward, but you backflip, and then you land on them on your stomach.
And again, Shane is 49 years old. He is a 50-year-old man pulling a shooting star press better than Brock Lesnar in 02.
Oh, I know.
With Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Like, and like it wasn't. It was just like Jesus, one of our other guests. It's just like he said. It wasn't quite an Evan Bourne.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shooting star press, but it wasn't a fucking Brock Lesnar.
But for a fucking 50-year-old man.
That's a fucking, that's an Evan Bourne style shooting star press.
Like, it's not like he's a 50-year-old man and not in great shape. Like,
yeah,
he's in
true.
phenomenal shape, so he has the wherewithal to pull that shit off, but it still is just amazing because, like, looking at him, you can tell he's getting older, but he doesn't look like it.
Yeah, dude,
like,
he's
when
fucking jacked, dude.
Yeah.
So,
him and Vince are just...
The only thing that made me kind of sad was that, so, you know, Shane had his Shane O'Mac shirt, and then Miz had a Miz and Mac shirt, and I think they either should have gone with Miz O'Mac or Mac and Me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I really wanted it to say Miz O'Mac.
Mismacked.
Yeah.
Oh. Like mismatched.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call them tomorrow.
Yeah,
like, listen here.
We'll get on the horn with WWE. We'll get this all straight.
We'll get on the horn.
Get him on the horn.
We'll get him on the horn.
I really did enjoy this match. Like, a lot. Like, a lot more than I thought I was going to enjoy it.
My low point, and I don't know if it just is because it involves the bar, I thought the swinging away was drawn out.
Oh, yeah, dude. That fucking
way too
swing
drawn
was
out.
so long. I said my same thing.
First of all, you know this, Eddie. I have always despised the shit out of that move.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
Yeah.
And he didn't even toss him. Like, that would have been okay, but no, he just dropped him.
Yeah.
But, like, not only did he do the move, I mean, he milked that shit for every second it went on. It felt like it went on for 15 minutes. Like, it was just fucking ridiculous.
It was fucking dumb. No, I agree. I really don't.
Like, I've never liked Cesaro because of that.
Yeah, same here. Like, they're just. But I love the way that these four men play off of each other.
Yeah.
Like, they are a very good fucking team. Like, all four of them. Like, as far as performers go. See, and this is the thing. I'm not too keen on the bar as, like, you know, as the gimmick that they are now. I like them as wrestlers, as performers, and as, like...
I like their Ginyu Force entrance.
Yeah, the Ginyu Force. Fucking... But, like, the great thing about the bar and the reason why the bar are so utilized, and the reason why they're used so much is that they can play off of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you give them a tag team to wrestle or to take on or whatever, and it's always going to be a 4 or 5 star match.
Well, and it's cool too because they have the wherewithal to understand that, you know, in a match like this or in a rivalry like this, the bar needs to be less comedic because who they're going against, it, you know, has that comedy element.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, like, they either increase or decrease that based on, like, they have that understanding that they need to. Yeah,
they have range. They have such a good range. I actually had them as my prediction to win, but Shane and the Miz won, and I actually gave that a Royal Showcase. Like, I thought that was a super cool match.
I didn't write anything down, but the other things I was gonna say is, for me, The Miz has always been a great wrestler. I just haven't been too keen on his personality. Mm-hmm. But, like, after that match, I was like, okay. Because, like, he celebrated with his dad and Shane and everything, and he wasn't like he wasn't...
like an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. So I was kind of like, okay. But the other thing I was going to say is, have you guys ever heard of, I think it's called Kayfabe News?
I have heard of Kayfabe.
Where it's like the Onion for wrestling.
Yeah.
And I saw this article a while back that mentioned, like, it was saying the tape was ripped off of Cesaro's arm and his arm just came off.
Oh, that's funny.
That's amazing, dude. But yeah,
I've always loved The Miz.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you,
Derek, and you and I have always been on the same page about The Miz.
I mean,
I'm coming around on
his
him.
moves are so crisp,
always
and quick and snappy, and I love that style of wrestling.
It's like I like him as a performer and a wrestler, but just when he comes out and he's just like
when his promos are like super heel.
Yeah,
I do agree that he takes the heel shit a little too far.
See, I mean, I loved heel Miz when it was the Miz and Cena rivalry. Like that was much less over the top comedy, sort of, you know, absurd Miz.
Right.
And that was just a lot more like aggressive and just really, you know, straight to it.
Yep.
And I liked that. I loved that one.
So what were you guys' ratings on that?
I would have to I'd probably have to give that one probably a 4. Yeah.
4.
That was a good match. I love anytime Shane O'Mac's involved, I'm there.
I would probably go 4 as well, just because of, like, I mean, there weren't too many things that keep it from 5, but that stupid fucking helicopter,
the swing,
that swing is just.
You could tell the announcers they're like, and he's still going.
Yeah, they were like,
shut it the fuck down.
Yeah, like stop it, let's
keep this going.
Come on, ref, this is your job right here. Like this.
I bet even Shane was just like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's so funny though. Like during the swing, you can see he was trying to cover his stomach.
Yeah. He was holding his head.
Yeah, he was just like, I don't want anyone to see my tum.
Well, he was wearing something underneath
he
his
was
shirt,
wearing a white
so what's
shirt.
the point?
Yeah, I don't know. It was dumb.
Maybe he's just embarrassed.
He just doesn't want anyone to see his tum. Okay. Next match, Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's title.
Dude, I was all about this match because I like watching Banks, but despite like her bad reputation or whatever, I think I like Ronda Rousey as a wrestler.
The MMA because you couldn't cut it down.
Ronda still is very green as a wrestler.
Well, yeah. She's
there
coming
were a couple
around.
issues.
She's coming around for me. But
I definitely love her. Like I love this whole gimmick. I love all of this because it not only is it like a cross promotion for the UFC and the WWE. This like opens the door for a bunch of people from MMA. Yeah. Just like what is it? Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke. Who else? Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whoever Jessamine Duke's partner is, I can't remember. But like all of these people are coming from the UFC to wrestling. Matt Riddle from NXT, the original bro. He was in MMA for a while and he would kill it in the MMA. So I think it's cool. But I do think Ronda still needs a lot.
Oh, yeah, definitely, but I like the direction she's going.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
I'm stoked that she's the champion right now, too.
Absolutely. My high point was when Ronda Rousey tried to do that Eddie Guerrero move.
Oh, dude, the Three Amigos.
Yeah. That was my high point.
That's what I had for the high point. I also had, and this goes for most of the matches that I can throw this in on, but Corey's comments.
Corey Graves is a great
when I think I don't remember what point in the match it was though, but Corey was like, maybe we should have Chase Field open up the ceiling to accommodate Sasha Banks' ego. And then I think Ronda, one of them delivered like this insane kick to Sasha's like stomach, and Corey was like, well, Ronda just kicked Sasha in the soul, so...
Real quick, just to go back to the MMA thing, definitely need to give a shout out to Jack Swagger, who was successful in his first MMA bout.
Jack Hager,
So congratulations.
Won by submission.
The All-American American.
I love it, too, because he was like,
he did.
The people after he did the thing.
It was funny. So we all were watching it, and I think both Eddie and I were like, we had already mentioned that we were hoping like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if he did the We the People? And Eddie searched it up a little bit. He moved up he fast forwarded it a little bit, and sure as shit, we the people.
It was great. But yeah, one of my low points was that the match was slow. It was slow. It really was slow. And I think it was more just to compensate for Ronda's inexperience, and that kind of fucked me off.
I mean, there were a couple of flubs and near misses throughout the match.
Her performance doesn't really capture me right now, and I know it's just because she's green and everything, but it's that's like the biggest detriment to me right now with Rousey is she's just. It's just that I don't know. I just see everyone else performing at this high bar, and she's trying. You know, like she gets the cake. You know, like at least she tried.
Well, and there was this part where Ronda was supposed to kind of flip over her, like she would hold her arm, flip over her, and then use her foot to kind of like launch her,
like the monkey flip.
Yeah. But Ronda somehow reversed that in her head. And grabbed her arm, stepped on her stomach
with the wrong foot.
Stepped on her and flipped her over, and then launched her over again. And the announcers, I don't remember how they recovered from it, but they mentioned it and they were like, "Oh, all right, well that was weird." And then just sort of moved on.
Sorry.
Another one of my low points was how funny Ronda Rousey's faces were.
Oh, that was my low point.
Her faces are just they are off-putting.
They really are. Like when Sasha got her in the bank statement or whatever, and she's just like sneering pretty much,
like reaching for the rope, and she's like.
Like, you gotta show Ronda, but don't show.
Yeah,
like,
don't overshow it.
Let's have a little bit of subtlety here.
Yeah.
Do you think she's going for a what's the blonde chick that's really popular? Blue. She usually normally wears blue.
Oh, Charlotte.
No, it's not Charlotte.
It's not the Harley Quinn girl.
No, not the little one. Oh.
No, it's she normally wears blue. Her faces. Alexa Bliss.
Oh,
Her faces. I feel like Ronda's trying to channel that. Because, like, there's similarities between those two faces. But I feel like Alexa, like, just fucking kills it.
Yeah, she sells it.
The way that she does it is really good.
It seems more natural.
Yeah. She's one of the top female competitors right now, I think. Like, I'm glad that she's back. Hopefully she won't have to leave again. They're saying that it's really like rough because the reason she was gone for so long this last time was because she had a series of concussions.
I did forget to mention this though. Speaking of things leaving, did you guys see the article about Dean Ambrose? They're saying he won't renew his contract in April.
Are you serious?
Oh, damn.
Wait a minute.
I wonder.
So he might be leaving. He's probably leaving the WWE.
AEW?
Oh, bro. If AEW got Dean Ambrose,
that would be
fucking flip shit. Because, I mean, they've already got Jericho. They've already got Goldberg. They've already got Badass Billy Gunn.
Yep.
I mean, what in the fuck? They got the Young Bucks, who are one of the top tag teams in the world right now as far as wrestling is concerned. And just even having Cody and Brandy Rhodes. Like, you know what I mean?
Jesus.
And it's like just when
article on IGN saying
I did like I've always loved Dean Ambrose and just his fucking just crazy, like he doesn't give a fuck about anything. And then when he came back and he was just fucking
jacked as fuck.
He was just like on Swole Patrol, as you said it, Eddie. And he just looked even that more intimidating. I was like, oh, dude, this new fucking Dean Ambrose, like, yeah.
Dude, if the WWE doesn't find a way to get... Because right now the WWE is on mad scramble. The Revival asked for their releases, and they're not giving it to them because they know that they're going to go straight to AEW. And, like, AEW is a credible fucking threat right now to the WWE. I am... Oh, dude, I would love it.
Which makes me happy even for the WWE because, I mean, there's going to be some losses in the process for the WWE, but that's also going to make them pick up their fucking game.
Yeah, dude, they're going to get their shit together.
They have to.
Yeah.
It's either get your shit together or... Because this ain't no WCW.
No, this isn't like Ring of Honor. This isn't like, this isn't TNA Impact. This is a multi-billion-dollar backed...
And being run by people in the business who know what the fuck it is.
Exactly.
That's what WCW's problem was.
Yeah.
They had the money. They didn't know fuck all about wrestling.
Yeah.
And it just...
Ted Turner fucked it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, AEW is a credible threat, not only because Randy, Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks together, just those two entities together are the business as it is now. Mm-hmm. Cody Rhodes leaving the WWE was probably Cody Rhodes's like most what am I trying to say? Lucrative. No. It was the most lucrative move for him.
Oh yeah.
Ever, because
he wasn't being used right. Mm-mm. And he wasn't getting that's going to affect pay, obviously.
Right.
And so they released him, didn't they?
Yeah,
they released him, and then all of a sudden he's making all this money.
Yeah, he's like a fucking mad superstar on the indie scenes. He goes to New Japan and becomes the American Nightmare, and like he's just dude. Like they lost a fucking gem in Cody Rhodes. I've always loved Cody Rhodes, even like right at the beginning when he was part of that Legacy faction or whatever.
Never was a fan of DiBiase.
Yeah,
dude, I was all about that. It was him and Stephen Amell rivalry, right?
Yeah. That was great.
That
dude.
was
I was
so
there
good
for that.
They brought Stephen Amell back for last year's Wrestle Kingdom in New Japan. That was fucking cool, dude.
That's cool.
Stephen Amell's dope too. Yeah. But anyway, back to the mad tangent. I predicted Rousey was going to win.
Same.
Yeah.
What did you predict, Cole?
With predictions with me, I don't really know, because I don't, going into it, I kind of figured that Rousey would win it, just because it feels like that's the spin that they're going with, and I can read the room, and it feels like that's the direction that they're going.
I feel like what they might be trying to do with Rousey, and this is what I hope they're trying to do, is they're trying to like simultaneously like make her super popular while also like getting her less green.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that like if it ever does get taken from her, she can just come right back and she's up there enough that. And that's what I hope. Like, I really want to see her up on like the same level as like like Alexa Bliss or
Charlotte
or Charlotte. Oh, especially Charlotte, dude. Charlotte's incredible.
Yeah.
She just kind of breaks the immersion for me.
Yeah,
and that's really all it is.
And that's
not a bad thing. It's just kind of like when I can realize, like when I can see that you're trying.
Yeah,
it's kind of a detriment,
especially you as like somebody new to the fandom or whatever. Yeah, it's definitely.
I found the match enjoyable. I mean, I would go. I would definitely say a 3.
Yeah, Rumble worthy.
Yeah, Rumble worthy. I mean, I wasn't bored. In fact, I found the Ronda faces to be quite comical. So.
Yeah. So I did the same thing. I gave it a Rumble worthy. Match was just really slow, pretty botchy. And it was just a super waste of Sasha Banks' talent, because Sasha is one of the best, you know what I mean, right now. And she's so explosive, and it really toned her down, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard for WWE to strike a balance where they're trying to make Ronda so over, they're trying to make her the standard, where she doesn't have the ability to be that.
Yeah.
At least not at this moment. She's not there yet. And so to put her against all these people who are fucking great, it makes it just makes it a really tough thing to do, to have a good match, have it be exciting.
It's because they have to pick up the slack.
And exactly. I imagine that frustrates the fuck out of them. It would frustrate the fuck out of me.
And I'm sure it frustrates Ronda.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to bring anybody down.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And so it just makes it a really, really hard thing to have, a WrestleMania worthy match where you're just not at that level yet.
Right, exactly. What did you give it, Nick?
I would have given it a 4. 4 is Rumble worthy, right? Or is that 3?
3 is Rumble worthy.
Oh yeah, I would. If we can say like 3.5, I would say that, just because, like I was saying, I like seeing her wrestle, just because like of her. I mean, for a better lack of better words, like her badassness, and like she's very intimidating, and I want to see her flourish, and I just like watching her wrestle, even though she's super green. But yeah, I
want to see her have a good reputation, not a bad one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then her theme song, I don't give a damn.
It's not like she just doesn't give a damn if she has a bad reputation. It's fine to have a good one too. I would go 3 on this too. I mean, it was a little bit botchy, but it really wasn't. It definitely wasn't as botchy as some of the shit we've seen in the past.
Absolutely.
Like, prior to the push for women getting all of their like I said, dude.
Crown jewel. Excuse me. Sorry.
You all right there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Like I said, and I predicted this from the beginning that giving the women all this extra attention was going to boost them so hard, and that they were going to really show it out. And I knew that was going to happen, and I'm so excited. With my 3 rating, I'm like, it's really cool. Like, though I mentioned how green she is and how it slows the match down and takes away some of that exciting, those exciting moments. It's really cool to see her progress, and it's so much fun because, like, yeah, I mean, she has a very physical background. She's not a stranger to, these sort of acrobatics and so on. And so she never started at the bottom, but like to see her just improve every time we see her is really fun and just awesome.
Off topic a little bit. What do y'all think of that? Is it a movie that they're doing on Paige? Is it?
Yeah, it's Paige and her brother. It's Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, I'm about that.
Yeah, I'm all about that too.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Are they going to show all the stuff where she like makes all those sex fit tapes with?
I hope so.
Yeah, maybe that'll be in the director's cut. I mean, you don't need the director's cut to see that. You can just go online like yours truly did.
Well, just like download the movie and then splice that onto the TV.
Like Fight Club when he splices in the scenes in the movies.
I'm definitely about that.
Yeah, same.
On to the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yes.
The Women's Royal Rumble, I feel, was far more entertaining than the men's.
Yeah, I mean, it had some cooler moments.
I was sad that there weren't any legend.
Yeah.
But I was really excited for all the call-ups. Like, what is it? Katie Catanzaro.
So give background on that, though. For people that don't know.
She won Ultimate Ninja Warrior, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, usually when NXT stars come up in the Rumble, it usually means that they're most likely being called up to the main roster.
They're being looked at.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, and some of them will make it, others won't. But like,
so like a good way to maybe put it is NXT, maybe like minor league,
mm-hmm.
and then Raw and all that major league.
Yeah, right, exactly. NXT is like the developmental project where all the rookies start, where they get they get into their characters, and then Raw and SmackDown are like the elite shows where they can come up to. So. Who was it? Rhea Ripley, Katie Catanzaro,
Candice
LeRae.
LeRae, yeah.
She's the tall like American one, right?
Who?
Candice.
She had like
Candice LeRae is Johnny Gargano's wife.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Duh.
Rhea Ripley was the tall,
right,
badass looking chick.
I love her.
The sort of like American Pie, like blue shorts.
Lacey Evans. That's Lacey Evans.
Yeah. Liberty Bell.
Liberty Bell, yeah. Exactly.
Or as I like to call her, Charlotte's alternate skin.
Yeah.
All of those, they really had a great showing. Xia Li.
She was fantastic.
Xia Li was great. Kairi Sane, Io Shirai.
Charlotte is like a granite sculpture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the sculptor had only done the head, and then the rest of it's just square.
And Lacey
Evans. Lacey is when he's gotten a little further in the process and chiseled out some of those curves.
It's true.
Jesus Christ.
It was funny that one of the problems that I had about the women's rumble wasn't even with like the competition or anything. The eliminations were really sloppy.
Yeah,
because I think like it's like some of the eliminations happened during like entrances for other people, and it was just it seemed like fucking production was out there just fucking holding their dicks the whole time.
I had a few high points that I couldn't cleanly decide on a single one. So one of them, we kind of mentioned this before we started recording, but the fucking return of Hornswoggle.
Yeah, that was
Zelina Vega was hiding under the mat, and he just popped out of nowhere and like chased her around. He even got in the ring, and I was like, "Oh, this is happening."
Oh yeah.
But my other two high points were Natalya. Holy shit!
Yeah,
she almost an hour?
Yeah,
in the, she was number 2, right?
Yeah,
yeah, number 2, and she lasted forever. She was actually one of my predictions.
Yeah, she was definitely the Iron Woman of that match.
And then my other high point was. I believe it was Naomi, like saving herself from being eliminated. She got up on the barricade and jumped on the steps.
Well, and honestly, hers was better than Kofi's was this year.
Yeah, Kofi's kind of fallen off, dude. Like,
well, I mean, how many times can you do that and still come up with new ideas?
Casey Catanzaro hand walked back into the ring, and I was like, oh my god!
So for those of you that didn't watch, Casey Catanzaro got sent over. But she
landed on her back.
She landed on her back. So she shimmied off of her back, got to the barricade, lifted herself up, did a backwards walk, wrapped her legs around the ring post, and crunched up, and did like some crazy ass American Ninja Warrior shit.
Abs of fucking steel.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was listening to Wrestle Talk's Wrestle Ramble podcast about the Royal Rumble, and they were talking about how impressive Katie Catanzaro is to the point where they're probably just going to call her straight up to the roster because she hasn't been on NXT yet.
Well, and weren't you saying that there was something about everybody who showed was going to be called up?
Yeah, like that's the rumor. You know,
okay.
That's the rumor. But like Katie Catanzaro was only in I think it was the second Mae Young Classic, and there are talks like the Wrestle Rumble podcast. They were like, oh, you know, like they were like, what did they say? I'm paraphrasing at this point, but it's just like, oh, I would not be surprised if they just straight called Katie Catanzaro up.
I would love that because I had no affiliation with her until the Royal Rumble, and watching her, I was just like, do it.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, you should definitely watch the Mae Young Classic. Like a lot of the wrestlers in the Mae Young Classic are super good. They were matches just like dude matches were. Hornswoggle was definitely one of my high points as well.
That was so good.
I know that was yours, Derek.
It was just nostalgia.
Yeah.
Man. It was just wonderful, amazing nostalgia.
Yeah, because the gimmick with that is that Hornswoggle lives under the ring.
Yeah.
And so like...
Because he's little.
Yeah.
He's a little man.
Not even just like during matches, like they tied it into a whole storyline because there was... They had lost their GM... And then they brought out this laptop to ringside as an anonymous GM where somebody was sending them information as to what matches are going to happen. And he would make all these crazy changes.
And that was like a 4 or 5 month.
It was. It went on forever. And then, which at the time, I was like, what in the fuck? The payoff was that it was Hornswoggle the whole time as the anonymous GM. Like, just sitting there typing away from underneath the ring. Yeah. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
They didn't even really lead up to him coming out. Like, it was just Zelina Vega hiding under the mat, trying to be, like, strategic or whatever, you know, and she pokes her head out, and then all of a sudden he just pops out, and I was like, no! I was like, oh my god!
Great. It was great.
Another thing that made me laugh was the fact that, like, Zelina Vega and Hornswoggle were almost the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one of my high points was Zelina Vega's Vega mask.
Yes, and she had the claw.
Yeah, she had the claw too.
So fucking cool.
That was really cool.
Corey, of course, going, I don't remember Vega from Street Fighter looking that good.
It just goes to show how nerdy these people are. Like, because you look at them, right, you're looking at this story and you're looking at these big tough muscly dudes, but it's just a bunch of big muscly nerds.
Well, and in the 80s and 90s you would never have seen that side would never have been shown.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You know, and you've got up, down, down.
Yeah.
And you've got fucking Zack Ryder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who, like, if he was actually on the Funko documentary that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
If I remember right, that or I saw a completely random thing where he was showing off his Funko collection, but I don't think that was it. But yeah, no, he like huge fucking nerds.
Yeah.
All of them.
But it's crazy because like it's just like I said, like you see these big muscly dudes and you're like, oh, these are all fucking tough guys. But literally, like if you really think about it, it's all of these guys
and then you
pretending.
See a picture of Braun Strowman with his kids at Disney World on Instagram.
Like no, it's just like it's a bunch of dudes LARPing for the most part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like, oh, I'm this big strong man, brr, 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 brr. And then all of a sudden it's just like, you guys want to play Nintendo? Like,
yeah.
I'm always down to play Nintendo.
Always.
And was it this match where Lacey tried to do the pop up and she fucking failed?
Yeah.
All right, so this is one of my favorite moments. It's also, you know, one of my negatives for the match because it was just horrible. But Lacey had gotten knocked onto her back, and you know, one of the more popular things to do, and always has been in wrestling, is to do that deal where you rock back up to your shoulders and then pop up, right?
Mm-hmm. The kip
you do
up.
that.
The old kip up.
Yeah. She failed fabulously.
Yeah, she did.
She tried it and just wound back up on her back. Yeah. Like it was.
Well, no, she caught herself. She caught herself on her hands. Like she like did the thing. It didn't work. She caught herself on her hands and just kind of lifted herself up.
It was horrible.
It was pretty bad.
And then, by the way, I know, Eddie, that you have it, but there's a Rising Stars DLC pack on WWE 19, and Candice LeRae and Lacey Evans are part of it.
Oh, that's dope.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
I think my favorite part of that match was the what's the pirate girl name?
Kari Sane.
Oh, Kyrie.
Her fucking elbow drop was rad.
Dude, she has one of the most crazy looking elbow drops because, you know, most elbow drops are just like a lean over, lead in with the elbow and drop.
Yeah, she gets that height.
Yeah. Kyrie Sane not only gets the height, but she shifts her entire body up and brings like most of that elbow down.
Like it is
like a fucking torpedo.
It is fucking poetry in motion.
Absolutely.
It is just
absolutely.
Oh. And she's fucking gorgeous.
And she's so fun.
My low point for that match though was Billie Kay. Like I wanted to slap her in the face. I'm not going in.
I'm waiting on Peyton.
I'm just like, oh
I
God,
hate,
your voice is so shrill.
Team. I hate that tag team more than anything.
I love Peyton Royce.
They're so fucking gorgeous, and I love their accents, but their characters are the most horrendously annoying.
Yeah, I know Billie Kay is a bombshell of a woman, but you could like, because on this, I noticed that you could hear them when they were talking in the ring like cleanly, like as if they had a microphone on them. And when she started yelling that she's not going in, I'm just like, like stop talking.
Yeah, one of my low points was the fact that Liv Morgan got eliminated so fast.
I was very upset about that too.
That's the Harley Quinn girl, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, but then I'm with Corey when I say another high point was Mandy Rose.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mandy Rose is a high point of anything and everything.
Mandy Rose could get it any
day of the week.
But only if she wants to, because we at the Nerd Corporation are pro-consent. Oh, that was a good one. I liked that one. I know you had Cole. I know you got your first look at Nikki Cross.
Oh,
yes. Holy shit!
She was the short, crazy Scottish chick.
Poor Cole was so confused.
I just was like, "Get that thing the fuck away from me!"
Oh, did you have a weird boner? Was it no boner?
It went
no
inside
boner?
my body.
I love
Nikki
Cross,
bro.
Dude. Nikki Cross is so fly.
I just was like, whoa, somebody took this chick's smoke shop membership away, and her Hot Topic just got closed, so she is ready to fuck anyone up.
She is amazing, dude. Like,
I had My prediction was either Kairi Sane or Charlotte Flair.
Mine was Charlotte.
But fucking Shyamalan twist, Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I was super stoked on that.
Yeah, well, in the pre-show, Rusev and Nakamura went at it for the...
And they fucked up Lana.
Yeah, and they fucked Lana up pretty bad. Just real quick, I am so sad for the United States title picture. Because honestly, like, by the middle of the match, I forgot who was the champion.
I mean, it's basically like the new Intercontinental champion. Like, it's just over on the wayside. No one cares.
Yeah, dude, like honestly, it's been Nakamura and Rusev this whole time, so I'm just like, oh, cool, yeah. And then when Nakamura won, I was like, oh, so he retained. And they were like, and the new. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he won.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
yeah.
Like,
he in the new.
And I'm just
Shinsuke Nakamura-san.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Kinshasa.
It's actually Shinsuke.
No, it's not. It does this to us.
All right, SNES.
SNES.
I don't give a fuck. I'll say it again. SNES.
You haven't heard? Have you heard it yet?
What?
That one, the SNES bit. I chopped it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I put SNES. SNES. I let you say it the first time.
I need the SNES. Hold on, guys. I need the SNES.
I'm a SNES.
She has a snook in her sniz.
I'm a sneaky SNES.
Sneaky.
Yeah, I had Charlotte for that. Becky Lynch did win. I don't know. I don't know how I felt about that. Like, I honestly, I felt kind of shitty about it at first. I was just like, fuck. But watching last night's Raw and having her choose Ronda Rousey, I think it was a good, because they've been alluding to that like this whole time.
Well, and as soon as Becky was, coming out in Lana's stead, I was like, oh, that's why they didn't give her the title. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So
I as soon as she came out, I knew it was foregone.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's kind of the way that I was looking at it. Is that I was like, she's gonna win.
And then she got fucked up by, was it Nia Jax, her leg?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she still pulled it off.
Yeah, and that's another one of those wrestling things where it's just like, oh, I'm selling the shit out of this, and then now all of a sudden it's like,
I'm fine.
Yeah, no sell all day.
Yeah, I was hoping for Kairi myself as well.
Yeah, I had Charlotte in it from the beginning, and then I was just like, oh, okay, well, Becky's cool too, I guess. I gave that match a top rope, a number 4. I think it was way good, super entertaining. All those NXT call-ups and all of those Mae Young Classic call-ups, like, those were so... They showed off really well. Yeah. And I'm glad, like, if they all get called up, I'd be happy.
It just proves when you treat them right, they're going to show up for you.
Yep.
Same here.
Lesson learned, WWE.
I found this match to be really entertaining. I'll give it a 4 as well.
I gave it a 4.
Remind me again, 4? Because that's what I want.
Top rope.
Top rope. I'll give it a top rope. That was I was super stoked about watching that because of Evolution and how great it was there. So I was like, all right, yeah, let's bring this back. And I'm getting more and more into watching like the female competitors just because they're fucking phenomenal and amazing.
They're getting it done for sure.
Especially the Japanese women folk. They're my favorites.
Japanese. I really like those
dude,
two.
I love Kairi Sane's gimmick, the whole pirate thing. Oh,
I want a pirate princess belt holder. Like, I want Kairi Sane to like just be there, be at the top, and just stay there for a minute.
I want her to hold it in a treasure box.
Yes.
Like,
I want to be in her treasure box.
I love during when she came out on the Rumble and
consensually.
I think it was Corey again, where she's running out and she had her telescope, and he's like, I don't think she should be running with that telescope.
Right? Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, if she trips, that's
dude, she's gonna run right into the post. Like,
she's really gonna have to wear an eye patch after that.
Oh, by the way, which was it the first match where the camera guy tripped?
Yeah. No, it was the pre-show.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
It was the pre-show.
Catch that.
Yeah, there was the pre-show, and it was Razor and Scott Dawson from the Revival against.
That's right.
Against Rude and Gable.
And it was when Razor was coming down.
No, it was when Gable was coming down.
Glorious.
Not Gable. Rude. It was when Bobby Roode was coming down,
right.
and he was like doing the thing, and the cameraman, he was holding it, and he was just like backing up, and Rude's hand got a little too like into the camera or whatever, so he like sped it back up. But there was like
he wasn't going straight back. He was just at a slight angle, and so by the time he got to where the barricade would have split off, there was just one of those little offshoots of the barricade that he tripped over. He like.
And you just see the camera just fucking like full inch up.
Another inch to the left, and he would have cleared it just fine. But he was just barely right there. And motherfucker, credit where credit is due, held that fucking camera.
Yeah, because he didn't drop the subject at all. Dude.
Like, he went straight to his back. Like, it wasn't like a trip, like, oh, and he recovered. He went straight to his back, and that motherfucker held that camera.
So he just kept
all
filming?
the way through.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if I had my camera onto you and I fell back, but I still had you in frame, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that dude.
That's called dedication right there.
Dedication, that motherfucker's a pro.
Professional.
Yeah.
Dude, get him in the ring.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude knows how to fall.
Right.
He could take a bump.
Yep.
After this match, we go to Styles and Bryan. This match was boring as all fuck, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and I was deeply disappointed because I always like watching both of them. And
they're both
Bryan and Styles.
Yeah, they're both like
is it just me? It feels to me like Bryan is more energetic and acts and moves more energetically as a face than he does as a heel.
Yeah, I think he's going for like a more like brawler style.
Okay.
With this than he is for like a technical wrestler style. I mean, yeah, he's got the submissions and things like that, but I think like as a heel, he's trying to be more of a striker than it was because there were a lot of strikes in this match.
Yeah.
And but it just super fell short. Like he was just it was a great Raw match.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one falls under elimination for me just because I was completely bored the whole time out. Like, I was on my phone. This is when we got into our politic talk for some reason.
Yeah, we talked politics for a long time.
It just was so fucking boring.
Yeah, it was definitely a match that just wasn't.
It was really run of the mill.
It was really subpar for it to be, especially not only a pay-per-view match, but one of the big four matches. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. My low point. That was my low point. Was that it was just slow as fuck, boring,
right?
Not memorable at all. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny because I was talking to my wife while I was watching it, and she was like, "Oh, this match is great." I'm just like, "Where?" Where's the good part?
The only thing I remember, and I guess this could count as my high point, is I remember Bryan busted the fuck out of AJ's nose.
Oh yeah.
So now he's just like the face is covered in blood, and for some reason the blood was like.
And when he was doing it wasn't the yes lock. It was his. Maybe it was the yes lock. What's the other one that he has?
He doesn't have any other one. I don't think. He calls it the LaBelle lock now.
Okay, yeah. So that was that's what confused me. But he was doing that, and he's fucking pulling on AJ Styles' like nose.
Yeah,
like,
dude. He was just like yanking on that shit. My high point of the match was at the end with Eric Rowan's interference.
That was my low point.
Was it really?
Yeah. Like he just no reason, no anything. He just came out.
I mean, not yet.
Well, yeah, not yet. So it just confused me. Like it confused everybody too.
Yeah, and it was just like this like face lock choke slam.
That I'll give him the benefit of the doubt with that move that he pulled. But I would say my high point was probably just the Styles Clash that got pulled off.
Mm-hmm. See, for me, I loved when Rowan came out because as soon as he came out, I knew that he wasn't there for AJ.
Yeah.
So the second he came out, I was like, Team Hell No 2?
Yeah.
Is this going to be a new Team Hell No?
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
And so I'm really hoping that happens. And the WWE Dr. Robotnik is always, a sight that's welcome for me.
I was going back to the Wrestle Ramble podcast. They made the funniest joke because like they were like, oh, is he gonna have this like vegan faction? You know what I mean? Like a la the Straight Edge Society. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if it was like Ollie Davis who said it, but he was like, oh, the Straight Veg Society.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
He was just like
veg,
right?
That would be fantastic.
But they did bring up a good point about how what's the other guy's name? Luke Harper.
Oh, right.
That they would have rather had Luke Harper in that role just because he's a far better performer than Eric Rowan is. Eric Rowan is just pretty kind of just like that stoic off to the side. Wrestler, but that was it for me. But I gave this an elimination. Like I think this match could have gone on Raw.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Balor versus Lesnar.
My favorite match.
Is that your match?
Oh my god, dude! Seeing Finn Balor like almost take it. Like I wanted to see him, and he did. He fucked up Brock Lesnar. Like
mushed his face
right in the mush.
Right in the mush.
I'll get right into it. My high point was him sailing over the ropes 3 times in a row.
Yeah, the triple tope
consecutively.
That was mine.
And then my other one, I didn't put it down, but my other high point was him bashing Lesnar into the announce table twice.
Yeah.
And just physically destroying him.
I gotta give it to Brock Lesnar, dude. He sold the shit out of all of these moves.
He came back, and despite what happened to him, because after he won and he was like, holding up his belt, like you could see on his stomach that it was fucked.
Yeah,
you could see the physical damage.
Yeah, he sold
because he got the corner right in the stomach.
Yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I guess there are like problems that he has in that area too. So he
had. They were saying that he was diagnosed with something that he's like coming back from or whatever.
Lumbago.
Don't you know I got the lumbago?
You're gonna hear a lot of lumbago over the course of every single episode.
I've been using that as excuses at work.
Yeah, same. I honestly wanted Finn to win. I wanted Finn to win so bad.
My God, when he actually pulled off the coup, like I was watching this when everyone in my house was asleep, but I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
He almost fucked it up though, because Brock like kind of almost moved, but he still landed.
He stuck the fuck out of that.
Yeah. And that's one of my favorite moves to see is because you see people landing on each other, but you don't see somebody just step right the fuck on somebody's chest.
Yeah, and that's what he did because he knew Brock could take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
his impact would have been absorbed by his dildo tattoo that he's got.
I knew Brock was going to win it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guessed him too, and him winning was my low point.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Yeah.
Because other than that, the match was phenomenal.
Him winning has been the low point of every Lesnar match.
That's kind of the problem that I have with this match in general is that like he kicked the shit out of Brock Lesnar, and then he just comes around. No, he's the winner.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous too because like you'll have dudes that are, Brock Lesnar's physical equal or better.
Yeah.
And either the same thing happens where they kick the shit out of him and then at the end Brock goes, I win.
Yeah.
Or they can't fucking touch him. And yet Finn Balor can beat the fuck out of him.
Right.
So like they're not really good, at least with Brock Lesnar and in many other circumstances, but definitely with Brock Lesnar at being consistent. It's like Superman and Kryptonite.
Brock Lesnar reminds me a lot of the kid that when you're in the backyard playing a made up game and he's just like making up rules on the fly. He's like, no, you can't do that because I have a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's definitely.
I'm not dead because you didn't stab me because I blocked it with a shield.
But it's like Superman and Kryptonite for me because you'll have somebody has the smallest shred of kryptonite and it just fucking cripples him and he nearly dies. Or later on in the same movie, he can lift a fucking island laced with kryptonite. And that's okay. It just kind of makes him a little uncomfortable.
Reason number 365 on why Superman sucks.
Like, there's no consistency there. Yeah. None. Fucking none.
Yeah, like,
and that's the same thing with Lesnar.
Yeah, that's what's stopping it from being a 5 for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Is the Lesnar win? I just didn't understand it at all, and it like there was a couple of moments in this entire pay-per-view where it was like big amounts of setup with very little payoff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And going back to that whole where you were saying that Becky Lynch was selling her injury, and then when she won, she kind of wasn't. Like, Brock Lesnar, I feel like, did the same thing. Like, he couldn't pull the F5 off on Finn Balor. And then after he won, he was just like, oh, nope, I have my strength. And he just did it to him.
3 Germans and an F5 and shit.
Like, he couldn't do either of those during the match.
Yeah. So my rating was a 4, top rope.
Yeah, I give it a 4 just because I loved watching Finn Balor fight Brock Lesnar. Like, kind of like they were saying, like, and I thought it was funny because when they were on Raw the week before, they were like, oh, it's David and Goliath, and it's like, no, none of you got anything right from that story, but I see what you're going for.
I loved that. Was
like,
so
you
great.
Failed to mention in the story he killed him with a slingshot that he made.
That was fun.
You guys, Vince, you guys remember the story of David and Goliath? David goes out, he eats too much mushrooms, and Goliath kicks his ass.
That was a good Vince.
That was so fun.
Yeah, fucking.
But like, I mean, I'll give it a 3 just because I am so fucking sick to death of like, I get it when they want to put someone over and when that makes sense. But this is like force feeding a child their vegetables. Like, you're just ramming it down our throats, and it's fucking done. It's over. Stop.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with, Brock Lesnar's popularity. You know what I mean? Like, Brock Lesnar, whether you like him or not, he is a draw.
Yeah,
he brings people in. He's one of the guys.
Well, I'm sure part of it is also contractual.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Brock wouldn't have signed back on with WWE unless they did X, Y, and Z, and I'm sure that this is part of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. So I gave it a 4. A top rope, I'd have given it a 5 had Finn Balor won, and it's crazy because this was one of the shortest matches of the night. It was like a 10-minute match.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Whatever.
But it feels like so much happened in comparison to the match right before it.
Yeah, absolutely. So final match, men's rumble. Also got some call-ups. We had Johnny Gargano. Mm-hmm. We had... Who else did we have? Aleister Black.
Oh my God.
You're right. I am so
I was
stoked
laughing
about that.
When fucking No Way Jose came out and he just immediately eliminated, and he just stood up and he was like, fuck it. Back to his conga line.
And then Drew McIntyre comes out and he just fucking beats the shit out of all of them.
I'm so sad for him because, I mean...
he's a great wrestler.
Well, and it's he's already Adam Rose.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't even gotten a chance to, try on the main roster, and they've already turned him into Adam Rose.
Yep. Yeah, that shit pissed me off a lot.
Both my high point and my low point have to do with fucking legendary Double J. I heard his music, and I was like, no, dude. I'm like, we've already got King and JBL guest commentating. Like, what more can we have? Heard his music, he came walking out, and I was like, get the fuck out of town,
and that's
dude.
So surprising.
And then immediately going on to my low point is he was out instantly.
Just like that.
And I was like, you're going to bring him back and just Elias is going to eliminate him and smash his guitar over his head?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Him and Kurt Angle, I was really sad that Kurt Angle didn't last even a few minutes.
he got out pretty quick, and I bummed out about that too.
I don't know. Pete Dunne was very impressive.
Oh yeah.
But I've loved Pete Dunne ever since the NXT UK tournament.
Apollo Crews was really good in that too.
Apollo Crews was great.
Yeah. Apollo Crews is such
I've always liked Apollo.
Mm-hmm. He's such an impressive wrestler. Mustafa Ali was also super impressive.
He was in there for a long time.
He was
That's who I wanted to win.
Yeah, that's who you had to win. That's who Jesus had.
My actual prediction was correct. I predicted Seth Rollins.
You predicted Seth Rollins?
He won.
I predicted Drew McIntyre. I thought Drew McIntyre was going to win.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even make a prediction for this one because I mean there were too many people that I liked.
Yeah.
And I couldn't pick until toward the end or the last 20 minutes or so.
I actually either had Rollins or Ambrose.
I
did want Ambrose. I definitely wanted Ambrose to win it.
Yeah. I wanted McIntyre to win it just because he's been dominating lately.
Yeah.
He has just been so fucking cool. And that fucking Claymore kick is something else. Aleister Black is probably one of my favorite guys right now. He has got just the stiffest strikes I've ever seen out of somebody. Him and Pete Dunne going at it was fucking dope.
I was going to say Pete Dunne was great.
One of my high points of the match was that tower suplex.
Oh, yeah.
It was Braun Strowman, and he had... Who did he have? He had Andrade Cien Almas in an electric chair, and Almas had Mustafa Ali in a suplex position, and then Rey Mysterio jumps in for a crossbody, and I was just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Another one of my high points, Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Coming out or getting RKO'd?
All of them. Yes.
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 You know what, though? I will actually, for me, Nia Jax coming out was a low point for me. Not because of Nia Jax or anything, but because I'm sick to fucking death of WWE. Just, I don't know why they're treating R-Truth the way they do. It just breaks my heart.
It's the R... Because, R. Kelly's in the news, and, you don't really...
I don't think that's it.
It could be.
I'm pretty sure that's not it.
There's a high chance.
Wait, this guy's name is R-Truth? No.
I agree. R-Truth's been in the business for 30 years.
It was a fucking joke.
He has not lost a fucking step.
And not only has he been in the business for 30 years, he's been with the WWE that entire time.
Yeah.
And I think the WWE takes mad advantage of that because he's not going anywhere. He is stupid loyal to the WWE. And so he's going to be like, oh, yeah, no, whatever. I'm getting paid. Like, I'm good. Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, people like me. I'm good. I get a paycheck every year. Like, I'm straight.
Get my ass kicked by Nia Jax.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
you kick my ass, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, give me Nia Jax.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Nia Jax, if you're listening, Nick and I love you, girl.
We treat you right.
I swear to God, like they should have just let him at least go in there and wrestle.
I know, it's so fucked.
And maybe she could have ran in and eliminated him.
Yeah, yes, at least, at the very least.
I mean, but he was 30, so no one else was coming in. But
when Nia Jax went in there and just pretty much China'd everyone.
Yeah.
That's all it took me back to was Attitude Era China just fucking whooping ass. I hope to God that they start these intergender matches.
Hell yeah.
Like, fucking, even if they have her bust a China and win the Intercon title, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would just, that would be so great.
Right?
That'd be so great.
I mean, the other promotions do it.
Yeah.
It's okay, WWE. You can do it.
My low point was that my pick got eliminated. I was not expecting Drew McIntyre to get eliminated.
No.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it came down at the end to just that edge of your seat moment when Rollins and Braun Strowman were fighting on the apron, and he ran and just kneed him in the head, and he fell. And I was like, that's it.
Yep.
Right there.
It was great. It was
best
great.
nipples in the game, dog.
Yeah, dude. And he shows.
Cut diamonds with those things.
Right? He's the real nip slipper.
You're not catching those hands. You're catching those nips.
I didn't really have a low point. And my high point was the whole thing. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was entertaining throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. So Cole, now as you're getting more into wrestling, is this something that you're more into? Is this something that you're just kind of...
Well, like I said, like I'm starting to grasp things. You know, like I still don't have a chance in hell with telling you like the names of moves and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I can, like I was saying beforehand, like I'm learning how to like read the room, and like I can understand like, oh, okay, you know, there's obviously a slight, you know, like certain wrestlers have a slight advantage in towards of winning things, because like you can tell that like, oh, okay, that's where they're going, like they're putting that story or they're spinning that, you know what I mean, like I can understand that stuff.
The writers are somewhat predictable.
Well, I mean, and sometimes they're not. And that's the thing. Is like I 100% believed that Mustafa Ali guy was going to win it.
Yeah.
Like I was like 100%. And you guys are like, you know, blowing him up and everything. And I'm like, holy fuck, okay, this guy's going to win it, you know? And then he, you know, got eliminated the way that he got eliminated. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, Nia Jax eliminated him. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yep.
Fuck.
She just went in and...
whoop
that ass.
One of my other high points, though, was definitely getting to hear King and JBL guest commentate.
Yeah, I
have missed King's shrieks
so much.
So much.
One of my favorite ones that he said was with Baron Corbin, and he was just like, the only person who loves Baron Corbin is his dog, and he licks his own poop.
Dude, he still has those like zingers.
I just wish JR had been there.
Yeah, if JR would have been there, it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
My God, he's broken in half.
Somebody stop this.
He's dead. He's dead. So do you see yourself, Cole, becoming more of a fan?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this one more than the last one, and the last one was really good. So I would say that.
Awesome. I can't wait.
We got what, little over 2 months for WrestleMania.
Yeah, we've got Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, and then we've got WrestleMania. So and Elimination Chamber is like the craziest one. It's like
it's fun.
It's a steel circus tent.
Okay.
And there are 5 pods in this structure, and every 90 seconds a new person comes out. Like,
okay,
but it's only those 5.
Right on.
And then they all just fucking beat the shit out of each other. Like, and there's no bottom floor then cage. It's just like all like put together.
Okay,
it's pretty cool. I think you'll enjoy it, especially since the women's tag team titles are on the line at Elimination Chamber, and there will be an Elimination Chamber match for it. So, match of the night.
I gotta go with Balor and Lesnar for me.
I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah.
I just loved watching Lesnar get the shit kicked out. That's really all it is.
It's true.
Like,
so I would agree.
I'm so sick of Lesnar that I'm getting sick of Paul Heyman.
Yeah. And I love Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
No, Paul Heyman puts on a hell of a promo.
Always,
Like, he is a promo god.
He is a master.
And that's the only thing that, like, when Brock Lesnar comes out, I'm just like, oh, okay, but Paul Heyman's coming out too, so...
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, cool. We're all in agreement. Match of the night is Lesnar and Balor. What are your guys' overall ratings for the pay-per-view?
I really liked it. I mean, I don't know if I'm setting the bar too high, but I'll put it as a 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I really
I'll go 4 too, mostly just because of the Lesnar Balor match and the fact that we had 2 Royal Rumbles in one Royal Rumble event, and that like was really cool to me.
I would go 4 too, because I mean the issues were few and minor when they did occur.
We really only had like one stinker match, and that was it.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm putting my because I also give it a 4. I give it a top rope.
I mean, it was just solid.
Yeah, I would have given it a Royal Showcase had that AJ Styles and Bryan match been good. Like if that match would have been great or even just remotely entertaining.
Yeah,
I would have given this a Royal Showcase.
I mean, like had I developed sudden onset narcolepsy during that match, I wouldn't have missed a thing.
No,
not a fucking thing.
Wait, what happened? Brian won. Oh, okay.
No, all right. Yeah.
Good. So it's unanimous. That concludes our time for the Royal Rumble. I really do appreciate you, Cole, like actually giving this a shot.
Of course.
I really do appreciate you like learning, like you're learning it so well too, because a lot of people yeah, no, like a lot of people are just like, oh, what's this, what's that, what's the other, like, you know, they're more worried about like the wrestlers and their moves. You're actually paying attention to like the backstage. You're paying attention to the production. You're paying attention to the writing, who's over, who's not, why they're winning, why they're not, and that's really impressive to me. So thank you. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, of course.
So hell yeah. As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerdcorp Podcast.
Or you can email us at nerdcorppodcast@gmail.com.
And if you're looking to find Becky Lynch's nip slip with us, please.
We're all still looking.
Send us a message. Yeah. Don't leave us
out. If you found it, let us know.
Don't leave us in the cold.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
Like her nip.
Patreon.com/Nerdcore Podcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from shirts and stickers to add-ons and bonus content. So for the Nerd Corporation, my name is Eddie Lyon.
I'm Cole.
I'm Derek.
And I'm Nick.
The only one that says his full name. That's cool too.
Oh, and you know, don't forget, if you're cold, your nipples are cold. Bring them inside.
Or show them to us.
Hey.
That too.
Hey.
But only if you want to. Because we at the Nerd Corporation are
Pro-consent.
Pro-consent.
We did that shit on purpose. Have a good one, guys.